We're live.
Woohoo!
Woo! Happy Monday. Sorry about being a little late. I am having technical difficulties as always. I do not like technology.
But it does our job for us. So.
It does do our job for us. But it always fails. I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I had some audio issues. I don't know what was going on, but it's fine. We're all fine. This is obviously not Seth, but that's okay. We'll find out why Seth is not here. Do you want to get going?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited. Hi, everybody. I'm back. Thank you for inviting me back.
Thank you for being back. I'm so excited. We can explain why you're here when we head in there. Yes, we will be talking about a bear when asked. So, yes. So you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Sponsored by MEI and Mousefan Travel. I'm Carly.
And I'm Adam.
Yes. Not
also
Seth.
known as Carly's husband.
Yes. And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news, as well as what we have been up to. You are not Seth.
No, last time I checked, I actually locked Seth out of the room. So
Thank you. Seth is off visiting his mother, celebrating the Jewish New Year. Lashana Tova. Everyone out there celebrates. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did. It was perfect.
Yes. It's only taken me 13 years. So let's maybe start with the elephant, or is it the bear in the room?
Wow. Is that too soon? Is that too soon? I don't know.
Maybe. This is all speculation right now. I have reached out to Disney World to confirm, but what we do know based on the app and fans in the park is that a good chunk of Magic Kingdom has yet to open for the day, and people are speculating that it is a bear on the loose.
They make one announcement that they're changing Country Bear Jamboree, and look what happens.
You know what? I feel it. I don't want it to change. It is such a classic attraction, but we must move forward. So yes, we will keep up to date on what's going on with that and see if Disney says anything. But as of the last time I checked, it looked like everything like Adventureland, all the way over to Frontierland is closed. Fantasyland, Main Street, Tomorrowland are open. So we will see what happens. We have someone writing in. Mark Spalding said, I was there this morning and it was crazy.
Wow. You expect this stuff to happen like when we go to Pigeon Forge, like you would expect a bear to get into Dollywood.
Right.
You would not expect, where are the bears coming from?
I have no idea. I-4?
And it's not an animatronic? I mean, it's
maybe it is. I would love it.
Wawa down the street?
Someone asked if it was Big Bear from Dollywood. It could be.
Yeah.
So we want to talk a little bit about something that we got to do together this weekend that was very, very fun. What did we do?
We went to Scarowinds, and it was a blast. I have to tell you, I love spooky season. Maybe not as much as you. You really love spooky season. But there is just something about Scarowinds and that atmosphere that I have not found at any other theme park. I mean, that band that we saw, Carly, they're just incredible. And it's such a vibe.
It is such a vibe. I will say, obviously, it's the sister event to Not Scary Farm. So you get that. There's a level of immersion in it with the fog, the scare actors, the Jack the Ripper scare zone was amazing. The clowns, amazing. And they really interact with you in a way that I don't feel you get at a lot of other parks. Do you agree?
I do. I mean, they will take photos with you in the middle of a scare zone, which I think is kind of cool. And then they will scare you as they're taking the photo. So you kind of get like a double scare. And again, it's one of those things that assuming you don't have, what is the Nobu?
Nobu, a Nobu lanyard.
Not the sushi place. If you have the lanyard, they won't scare you. But I've gotten more jumps at Scarowinds than I have at some of the other major Orlando and California parks.
Yes, I am about 7 nights of haunts in, and this weekend at Scarowinds, I got my first jump scare of the season, which I have been waiting for. I love horror. I love to be scared, and I got it. And I think I got 4.
Yeah, there's something about all I will say, folks who are watching who love spooky season. That slaughterhouse. That slaughterhouse is amazing.
Yes. So this is a returning house to Scarowinds. They had it last year. You're going into a meat market. It is gritty, gory. The scare actors are fantastic. There's like this beeping car in the background that just keeps up this like air of just, oh, it's so spooky and it's so good. And we were so happy that it returned this year.
And all the rides are open at the same time as well.
Yeah. So we did the Fright Lane Pass, which highly recommend. It's significantly cheaper, I'd say, than like an express pass at Universal. But at some of these other haunts, a lot of people don't purchase them. So you were literally, we just walked on, right? Most everything, I think. We just walked on, and it's amazing. And yeah, I highly recommend, if you don't feel like waiting in lines, my patience is thin over the years.
My one critique, just for any spooky haunt, I wish there was a pass you could buy that like shuts down the line for like a minute. So when you go in, there's just like nobody in front or behind you. I'd pay for that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Pacing is overall an issue everywhere because it's just all these events. Maybe 10 years ago, it was for like a very niche horror crowd. It's mainstream. Everybody loves them. It's something to do. And I love that everyone loves them because it's fun and it's a lifestyle and it's a vibe. But that also means events are very busy. Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando this weekend had houses that were 200 minutes.
That's about the length of a Stranger Things episode, so it makes sense.
I saw someone wrote, I could have watched the whole series of Chucky and be more entertained than the house.
Oh, man, I haven't done it yet. We'll be doing it on Thursday with you.
Yes. Someone asked, any Fright Fest? I typically don't do the Six Flags parks. I grew up minutes from Great Adventure, but there's just so many haunts now. So I kind of make my priorities the major coast, trying to get to Hershey Park, Dark Nights. That was a favorite last year. My sister went this weekend for opening night. Glowing reviews, major improvements since last year, but it's hard now. We can't do it all.
But even from what you were saying, the first year for being a first year attraction, I mean, it was amazing.
I loved it. I had a great night. It was a really fun time. I also got some good jump scares there, which it might be easier. They don't cattle call people in at these other regional parks as much as they do at like the larger events. So even at Carowinds, they were doing some pacing, which I appreciated. So you're not like Congo lining, which, you can hear the fright in front of you. You can also just walk in these houses and appreciate just the beauty because these are works of art. So that's fine. I enjoy that, but it is nice to get a jump scare.
And for somebody that worked on a Nickelodeon game show in 2 of the sound stages in Orlando, I always have to remember, like, pay attention to the house because the Extreme Arena on My Family's Got Guts was in stage 23 and the Aggro Crag was in stage 24. And both of those are used for Halloween Horror Nights.
So will you be going in some sound stages this week, maybe?
I will be going in some sound stages this week. Good transition. Thursday.
Why?
Because we're doing the RIP tour.
Yes. I'm so excited. We are doing a big family get-together trip to Universal Orlando Resort, and we will be doing a RIP tour with the best Universal Orlando VIP guide, VIP Paul. You ever splurge on one of these, hands down, do it. We are doing a fully private tour, and the crazy thing is that it breaks down to $350 per person. If you consider what they've been charging for Express lately, which has been like $200. Yes, you're spending more than that. It's $350, but you are getting like the full red carpet treatment. You have the guide the entire night till 2 a.m. You have free food. You have private lounges. If you can swing finding a group of 10 people to do it, I think it's the way to go now.
I completely agree. I mean, if you think about the number of people that go to Universal in a group, and you think of the amount of money that you spend on food, this pays for itself. Now, again, not saying if you can't afford the $350, then obviously
Right.
this is not a must, but it's a plus.
Yes. And this year, I think it's a must almost because of how busy it's been, how popular the event has been. But I am excited to share with everyone. And this will be your first VIP/RIP tour.
It
Right.
will be my first. It will be my first RIP tour, and hopefully
And
not my last. And I said, I know that our focus is obviously the houses, but I am going to be on the front row of Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket with VIP Paul. That is
yes,
my goal.
that is some goals. That is some goals. So without any further ado, do you want to get into the news?
I would love. Boo! I'm just going to see if I
Woo!
scared you. That was just.
I got another jump scare.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, we are heading first to a park that I am manifesting a 2023 visit to, Hong Kong Disneyland. We've slowly been receiving news about this World of Frozen, but finally we have a date set that it's going to open. It will be opening on November 20th. So this is very exciting. This is one of the most immersive looking lands I think Disney has ever done. I highly recommend going through our story online, and there's a lot of images that Disney sent us over. It is immersion to the next level. I know we use that word a lot, but it really is just, it looks incredible from the images, and I can't even imagine what it's going to be to see it in person. Did you look through the pictures?
I did. It looks amazing. First of all, when I read the headline, you know how sometimes you read something and then go, oh, it said something else. I read it as World of Motion. I was like, wait, what? And then I looked at it. First of all, the coaster will be insane. I'm so excited for that. Again, I'm manifesting a +1 if you get invited. One of the things that I always think about, we were very skeptical of Frozen in Epcot. Mm-hmm. Because we were very sad that a legendary attraction was closing. And if you remember when we both first rode Frozen Ever After, we got done. We were singing and we were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I feel like this is going to be that times like 1,000.
Oh, absolutely. I love Frozen Ever After. I have no qualms about it. I sing. It just brings like a smile on my face. So I feel like that is what this land is going to do. But like, yes, to a millionth degree with the immersion. So the story takes place, you're going to a summer snow day celebration, and this is going to be commemorating the day that Anna saved Elsa, and Olaf has been appointed by Anna and Elsa as the global ambassadors to invite guests to a summer snow day. And with this new land, they are going to be bringing really, really iconic scenes from the movies to real life. So we're going to have North Mountain, we're going to have the Ice Palace, we're going to have Arendelle Castle, of course, and then, like you said, Wandering Oaken sliding sleighs. I cannot wait to go on this roller coaster.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yes. And it's really cool. I mean, look through the images. They obviously did their homework with, drawing in that inspiration from Norway and the architecture, design, and then they are going to up the ante with that immersion with music. And also the big thing, their Frozen Ever After is going to be the first to use state-of-the-art audio animatronics of Elsa and Anna. So at Disney World, we have them, but their faces are that like projection digital screen. These are going to be full audio animatronics. We've known this for a while, but it's going to be very cool. And the land will be rounded out with shopping, dining, of course. And again, that will be opening later this year, November 20th at Hong Kong Disneyland.
It looks so cool. And when I first saw the photos, you know what it looked like? It looked like if Epcot were to renovate Norway a little bit or maybe add to it. So maybe something in the future.
I'm down for that. And our other news from Hong Kong Disneyland is a guide to their Halloween time. I love Halloween. I just did Halloween time at Disneyland. This kind of ups the ante, and it reminds me a lot. Okay, so this is all included in regular daytime admission. A lot of the offerings sounded like Oogie Boogie Bash, which I just spent far too much money to go to. So I love when we get these kind of events. Like Legoland Brick or Treat, all of it is included in daytime admission. So it is really refreshing to see a Disney park. Mostly curious about this House of Devillions. It's going to be a dance party hosted by Cruella de Vil, Evil Queen, Queen of Hearts, and Hades. And you know what's giving me, Adam?
I know what you're going to say.
What
My
am I
favorite thing ever from California Adventure?
Yes, Mad Tea Party. Yes.
Mad Tea Party. I loved when they did the Tron Party, and then I was like, oh, they're getting rid of it. And then when they did that Mad Tea Party, that's the thing that it gives me too. Did you notice, by the way, Carly, like what I first saw was the price. Like guests can purchase priority entry for $20 US.
Yes. Oh my God. Even the dining, everything. It was just the conversion was like, it threw me for a loop again, because we're used to United States Disney parks pricing, and everything, even priority, whatever, is through the roof. And for this, you don't have to buy the event tickets, all included. You don't have to buy anything at all, just in regular admission. And you could pay for priority prices, which is crazy because of the conversion. It's so cheap. $13 if you want priority entry to this party. And it's literally a party. They're doing a dance floor, a DJ, refreshments. Everyone's invited to dress in their Halloween costumes and walk the runway. So this is not just like, a little show that's happening in Tomorrowland. Like, this is like a party. And I would probably spend the $13. Would you?
I would definitely spend. The only thing that I find interesting is that it's in Adventureland, because it's totally Adventureland vibe.
No, I think they're just making use of the space. It's Hong Kong Disneyland. It's like the size of my pinky. So, and then also returning this year is Let's Get Wicked, which is a residency that will be having music coming to streaming platforms in October. There will be a Jack Skellington, The Nightmare Before Dinner, character dinner, character experience, food, character meet and greet with Jack, Sally, and Oogie. And also another shocking thing, $35 for adults.
I mean, can I just Venmo them?
Yes. Can we go to Hong Kong? Like ASAP.
We book the tickets.
Yes.
We can talk about that after.
Yes, perfect. There's also a Mickey and Friends Halloween Time street party, and some of our favorites, Duffy and Shelly May, will be there. There's character meet and greets, and that also includes Duffy and Friends. And if you look in the images, I do see a Lena Bell dressed in costume. So I know she's
my heart.
She is your favorite.
Two women in my life.
And then also there will be trick-or-treating. So again, this is like Mickey's Not So Scary and Oogie Boogie. There's going to be candy stations, like designated candy stations. You get a bag, and then you can trick-or-treat through the park, but this is all included, and I love that.
And you get candy that you can't get in America.
Yes, I'm going to be assuming there's some really good candy. And if you've ever had any of the Kit Kats from over there, they have really good flavors. Speaking of treats, there's going to be a bunch of Pixar-themed desserts available at outdoor vendings. And we saw in the imagery, there's even Benson from Toy Story 4, which the cake pop, looks like a cake pop, looks delicious, and also just like it'll be a good photo op. And then, as you mentioned, there's add-on experiences that are also linked to the hotels. There's priority access, and that is what they use called Disney Premier Access, which is what they have for attractions and such. And you could do that for that dance party with the villains, and also Let's Get Wicked. So we going?
Let's get wicked. Let's do it.
Yes. And now we're still over there. There is going to be a new troll show debuting at Universal Studios Singapore. And this is called Trolls Hug Time Jubilee. And I love it because how much fun did we have at Universal Orlando when they had that DreamWorks dance party inside?
It was so much fun. And it was one of those things that I actually didn't discover it until towards the end, because it's so secluded in the back. And I think one day you made me go down the 5-0 water slide.
Rest in peace.
Fully closed, RIP, not included in the RIP tour, unfortunately. And then I walked back, like, what's going on back here? And we stayed in there for a good 45 minutes, just fist pumping and stuff.
It's so fun. And with this new show, they are going to be introducing, for the first time ever in the Universal Studios theme park, Cloud Guy, which is adorable. And again, this is all ahead of the upcoming movie, Trolls Band Together, premiering in November. And we know someone who's a little bit involved with this movie, I think.
We do. One of our two of our closest friends is our Carly, and another Carly with a K, and Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, who I mean, they are two of our closest friends. I always forget he's in NSYNC until I see them on the VMAs. I always forget.
Same. I totally forgot until the VMAs, but they are going to have, for the first time, they're reuniting. They reunited the VMAs. They are going to be doing a song together as NSYNC that is going to be on the Trolls Band Together soundtrack. And it's if you've ever seen Trolls, very music-driven movie. It's so cool. They use iconic songs, but like classic pop hits, but then they also have new music. There's going to be Camila Cabella is in it. So you can expect a really good time. And if you want to get hyped up and you are going to Universal Studios Singapore, you can check out the Trolls Hug Time Jubilee, which is very fun to say.
You are the poppy to my branch.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And now we are coming back across the world to SeaWorld San Antonio. And this will be fun. We've gone to Eclipse events before. They're so unique. The energy is amazing. And they will be hosting one on October 14th, an Eclipse party. And I love the logo that they have for this. So it's going to be an all-day party. They're going to have an Eclipse zone with a live DJ. They're going to be doing a countdown until the eclipse occurs. And they're going to be also giving out those little eclipse glasses. We've worn them before.
Yeah, we had in Nashville. We went to an eclipse party, and it was fun. It's really cool. I did notice that it's the first 5,000 guests. So if you're 5,001, you better bring your own.
You better get there early because you're going to want them. It's a fun little memento to have, and it also protects your eyes. So it's not just fashion; it is for protection because you shouldn't stare directly into the eclipse. But what I was most excited about is Lights on Tours. They're going to be offering 2 of their Hollow Scream haunted houses lights on tours of during this event. And if you've ever been curious about a lights on tour, those are expensive add-on experiences, and this is going to be completely free.
Wow.
Completely free.
That is amazing. I know you love them.
Oh yes, I love it because you miss so much detail. You know, these are like movie level sets. And you miss so much of it by not being able to see it. So if you are interested, the party is going to begin at 10:30 a.m. on October 14th, and it is included with regular park admission. So if you're interested in seeing the eclipse, go to SeaWorld San Antonio.
There you go.
And finally, having to do with our retirement plan, we have a new look at the Cotina Disney residential community in California. So it's a Storybook by Disney, a residential community in Coachella Valley, and they are sharing a little bit of a look into the first chapter. This is going to be a multi-phase property. They've been slowly rolling out the information, and it's going to be featuring more than 300 homes developed by Walt Disney Imagineering, which is so cool. And 1/3 of the homes are going to be specifically created for a community of age 55 and older. So, you know, like a retirement community. And all of it is going to be kind of backboned by inspiration from Palm Springs, which was such a special place to Walt Disney. So we have all the information up on the first phase, which are single homes. And they're just based on, there's 3 of them, 3 different categories, and it's based on like the amount of land. But I'm interested in the Long Table Park residences for ages 55 and older for our retirement. Does that work?
Well, Monday, October 2nd, 2 weeks, I turned 38. So that's 17 years. You just got to wait. And then
so we could start saving now, and then it'll be perfect.
By the way, our wedding officiant, shout out to Fred Bronson, who officiated our wedding in Italy in Epcot, lives in Palm Springs. So
it's the perfect place to retire. Beautiful weather, and this looks absolutely incredible. You have the Cotano Bay, which is their the Crystal Lagoons manufactured like fake body of water. And again, you have the mountains in the distance, and you could live in a house that was created by Walt Disney Imagineering, which I think is the coolest.
So just to confirm, we now have to have 2 retirement homes. One Got it. One in Orlando, one at Disney World, one at Disney.
Yes, and I think that makes sense. So
Sure.
they released some additional artist renderings. There's a equestrian themed dog park called Laughing Place Ranch. There's going to be all sorts of activities at the Artisan Club. You can bring guests, but they have to purchase day admission if they want to go to Catino Bay. There is, in our article, you just want a lot of information if you want to look through. There's also a way to sign up if you want to get on the email list. So if you are maybe thinking about potentially doing this, you know what? Get on that list early, and then you can get in.
I think you're secretly just telling me to sign up for the email.
Yes, I am actually. So it was a quiet week with news, so that's all we have for the queue. But before we get into our main attraction for the week, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MouseFan Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
It's time for the main attraction!
This week's main attraction is very exciting because all we know about Universal Orlando Resort is in the last couple of years, they have been rocking and rolling, literally rolling out new experiences, Minion Land. And now that's going to be culminating in a brand new gate, Epic Universe. And this week, or a couple days ago, at the Universal Destinations and Experiences CEO revealed during a conference some exciting details about Epic Universe. Adam, are you excited?
I have not been more excited. You know this. I mean, I've not been more excited for a theme park, for anything theme park related in years. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped about, you know that from visiting Universal Studios Hollywood and going to Super Nintendo World, you love it so much, but you want it just to be a little bit bigger. This is going to be a lot bigger.
Yes, this is going to be quite big. If you've been to Orlando recently, you can kind of spot the construction everywhere. It's going to be a massive property. And the exciting news is that they have said last week at the conference, this is going to be the most technologically advanced park they've ever done. And this is going to be including next generation of robotics, drone technology, facial recognition, full validation technology. And at the heart of it all, of course, are going to be the 4 themed lands. One we know of that's already been confirmed is Super Nintendo World. And to your point, it will be a bigger footprint than its counterpart in California and Japan.
Wow.
So
multiple rides.
Yes. So we've been covering the permits and the building all along. So if you want to do a little deep dive on all the attractions that we think are coming based on this, but we know 3 other lands, and there's been some pretty good guesses based on aerial photos, permits, and such. One is going to be themed to How to Train Your Dragon. The other is going to be Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and we're mostly thinking it's going to be based on the Fantastic Beasts. And then the big one for all us long-term Universal fans, Universal Monsters. Woo! Oh my God. Are you pumped?
I'm so excited. And I think that it's the perfect time to do it. It's the perfect time to do it. People are looking for something new. They're looking for something exciting. We're out of the dark time of 2020, 2021. As me and you see all the time, international travel is so huge. I mean, last time we were in the parks in Orlando together, I mean, you heard so many different languages. I just think this is going to drive so much traffic, and good traffic, to Universal Studios Florida.
Absolutely. And, they kind of went into it more. We're calling it the Epic Universe Campus. So this is going to be bringing 11,000 new hotel rooms. So we've already seen, again, if you're in Orlando, you could see the construction of these. They haven't publicly announced the full details, but we have gone down into the rabbit hole of finding out all of it. It's online. So they're going to be adding 2,000 hotel rooms. Wow. And that will be a total of 11,000 across the entire property. And the exciting part is, I know the concern was, this is if you've been to Universal Orlando Resort, it's basically a walkable property with the exception of Endless Summer, which you can sort of walk across to it if you want to walk across the highway, but we don't do that. The buses are amazing, right? How good are the buses?
Every single time we walk out of that hotel, there's a bus there and another bus behind it. I have never, I mean, look, not to say anything negative about the Lake Buena Vista parks, but how many times have we waited like 20, 30 minutes in hot sweat for a bus to the point where we just take a lift? The bus system is incredible. So
absolutely. I am there. I feel like the last 2 months I've stayed at Universal hotels quite a bunch. I have never even gone outside and a bus has not been there. So I think there's going to be no problems shuffling people between, the Universal Orlando Resort we know now, and then this new park. So the exciting thing is they did announce they're going to be using a fleet of electric buses. So we saw that the world famous studio tour at Universal Hollywood has been making the switch over to electric, obviously much better, especially when you're running a fleet of this many buses. And in Orlando, these electric buses are going to travel down a center medium between the current theme parks and the hotels to this new area. So it could be possible to visit everything in the same day, and it's not going to be, like the park hopping nightmare that, we could potentially be facing. It's not going to be like that.
No, I don't think so. And that was one of the parts of the story where I said, wow, like this seems like, at least from what I read, like this is an exclusive lane. This is like an epic lane. And the other thing that I just wanted to mention, since you brought up, 11,000 hotel rooms. That's a lot of beds, by the way. It's a lot of beds going into hotel rooms. I mean, we always say Endless Summer is technically a value resort. And I think that place is just incredible. That does not strike me as a value resort. I can't wait to see what these are going to be like.
Absolutely. And then we kind of know, based on construction, that one of them is connected to the park a lot like Disneyland Paris, which is just so cool. We've never stayed at Disneyland Paris hotel, but when it reopens, hopefully we'll be able to. That's convenience. That's just so cool to overlook a park.
We did stay at another epic hotel at Disneyland Paris, though, but we won't get it.
We did. The Art of Marvel is epic. So also in this conference that the president was at, he mentioned that international travelers, which we were just talking about, we know, especially like the British audience, they love Orlando theme parks. So they're going to be open to start booking those international visitors in the third quarter of 2024. So I know that sounds far away, but it's really not. We're almost to the end of 2023. So I feel like soon, very, very soon, we are going to have more information just continually roll out, and I can't wait.
I can't wait. I was just thinking about, because it's Halloween Horror Nights and it's spooky season, I feel like something's in the cards, a whole Universal Monster section. There's going to be something Halloween related to the Epic Universe.
Oh yeah, or at least Easter eggs for all the hardcore fans. It was people lost their minds when Monsters Cafe closed, but you know what? We're getting something even better, and I cannot wait.
I agree. I love the creature from the Black Lagoon, by the way, is my favorite of the Universal monsters. Which one is yours?
God, probably Frankenstein. I don't know why. Or Dracula. I love my man Dracula.
This guy, the Dracula at Universal Studios Hollywood, if you're watching, got just a little too close to Carly last time.
He's a dear friend. Well, thank you everyone for watching, commenting. Before we go, we want to thank our sponsor, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. And then please, if you could just go on to Spotify or podcast, wherever you listen, and leave us a review. Adam, thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure. I'll see you at home.
Yes, you will see me at home. We will be again going to Universal Orlando Resort this week to do a RIP tour. This will be, I don't know how many I've done. This will be your first. So definitely follow along. What's your handles?
It is just at Adam Wurtzel on all your handles. So appreciate a follow.
Yes.
I will definitely.
And thank you again. Yes, lots of adventures. If you want to follow me, I'm on Twitter at Carly Caramana and on Instagram at Adventures by Carly. And then, of course, everyone from the attractions team is at attractionsmagazine.com. And then also across every social media account, X, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, is at Attractions Magazine. And until next week, I hope everyone stays safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun. We'll see you soon.